Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Tarek Ali and I'm here for another academic advice video.
But if you close your eyes,
It's finally summer and people are finally getting released from school. You wouldn't think that the summer was the most critical time for scholarships, but it is. It's preparing you for the entire year. A lot of people don't start in the summer, but it's the best way to get the scholarship. So today we're going to be talking about how to write a scholarship essay. This is one of the most hardest things to do with scholarships, and this is the question I get the most under my videos and my emails and even on my website at tarek-ali.com. That's not a plug, but it's a plug. Anyways, I'm gonna give you guys the tips that help me the most when I'm writing my essays for the scholarship. Mind you, I am not a teacher, I am not a professor, I don't have a PhD in English. I'm just giving the tips that helped me and that pretty much, I guess, worked on all the essays I've done for all the scholarships that I've gotten that amounted up to a full ride. It wasn't just one scholarship that gave me a full ride. I got a good 7 or 10, I can't remember. So first off, let's talk about the importance of a scholarship essay. So scholarships are the most competitive things ever. And you know, a lot of people like to use that word free money, but I don't really think it's free. It's an award. It's an award for all the hard work that you've done. They're trying to help you get more of an education so that you can go further in life. The scholarship essay can save or break you, okay? You can have great grades in a horrible essay and you won't get it. Or you can have okay grades in an amazing essay and it'll pull you right back up. So let's get started. Step 1, you need to know about the scholarship. Different scholarships have different agendas. You have scholarships like Jack and Jill America. That was a scholarship started by Black people who wanted to celebrate the excellence of Black people. So they're gonna ask you questions about the African American community. You have the Point Foundation. They're an LGBT scholarship that helps fund people that have done amazing community projects in the LGBT community. They might ask you a question about, you know, LGBT rights or when you've been marginalized. I'm saying these ones because these are ones I've got. It just all depends on what scholarship you're applying to. Actually, one of the scholarships that I got last year, it was one entire scholarship, but they had different sub-programs within the scholarship, like different tiers, different names, but like it's like this one was 2,000, this was 2,500, this one was 3,000, and they did it based off of grades. So I didn't really qualify for the highest one. I think you had to have like a 4.0 cum, but because my scholarship essay was so well written and thought out, they actually pulled me to the side in confidence at the award ceremony and told me that, you know, you didn't really qualify for this one, but you know, your scholarship just really had everyone in the selection committee crying, literally, and we wanted to tell you personally that we are here for you and rooting for you, and please keep us updated. So this is why it's so important that your scholarship essays are really astounding and that you spend a lot of time on them. They're not just essays that they look past like a resume. They actually care about the scholarship essays. Remember, it all depends on the kind of scholarship that it is, and that will, you know, determine how important the essay is. Tip number 2, know what the essay question is asking and take it to the next level. A lot of people read the prompt and don't even know what it's asking. And because they don't know what it's asking, they don't answer the right question. They kind of answer in a way that doesn't really go with the question. Your application will be immediately discarded, most likely. I don't want to say it'll never happen, but it's very rare that they will email you and say, hey, you know, rewrite your essay. That's okay, I'm just gonna say it. That's never gonna happen. Okay, so you need to make sure that you understand the question and that you answer the question. Okay, so take it to the next level. What do I mean by taking it to the next level? Not only do you want to answer the question, but you want to answer the question and no other student would answer it. You want to be able to stick out to the selection committee. For example, if they ask you, name a time that you led or that you were a leader, a typical person would answer, I was the quarterback of the football team, I was captain on the cheerleading team, I was president of Student Government Association. Yeah, these are all leadership positions, but being a leader is so much more than that. When I say answer the questions to the next level, think about other ways that you've led. Maybe being the oldest sibling and leading your younger brothers and sisters, or being gay and being the first person in your school to openly come out and you were bullied for it and other people saw you. Anytime you influence someone else to do something or make a change, you're a leader because you led them to that point. So when I say take the question to the next level, don't just stay in a box. Think about, when did I lead? When did I change someone or when did I influence them? Use that time, share how that time was significant and how it was powerful, and implement that in your essay, because They don't want like a typical answer like a captain or a president. Those are fine too. I'm not saying don't use those, but they want to know something that was a big impact. At every high school there's a SGA president, okay? So they're gonna get thousands of that. You know, there's not many people that share a story about coming out at school or being bullied and then helping other people with it. These are times that you led. These are times that you helped others and you were in the front and other people followed you. So use those times. Tip number 3, start the essay off strong. Okay, the intro paragraph is a paragraph that I always spend the most time on. I mean on any essay. I mean scholarship, college, English class. The intro is so important. If I spend a good 5 hours on an essay, trust and believe I spent a good 2 hours or 3 on the intro paragraph. Why is this? Because the intro is the most important. It needs to be strong, it needs to be interesting, and it needs to be sophisticated. These 3 things are sometimes hard to do when you're giving a prompt because it can be so strict and so concrete that you have to use your creativity to put it all in the intro paragraph without an intro paragraph being a whole page. One thing that I like to do when I'm doing my intro paragraph is I like to implement the question inside of my paragraph. So for example, let's use the last essay question that we used in the last tip. Name a time that you led. So I wouldn't start off by saying, oh, I was a leader when I was captain of the cheerleading team. First of all, that's a big no-no. Never start off your intro paragraph with the answer. Never, ever, 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 ever. Don't ever start off with the answer, okay? It's not sophisticated, it's not scholarly. This is not a survey, this is an essay, okay? So maybe you should start off with saying like, what is a leader to you? Before you say a time that you led, what is a leader to you? Who were leaders to you? Maybe name some names that are influential like Martin Luther King or Hillary Clinton, someone that is a leader to you. What I like to do is start off broad or start off with facts and then I narrow down to the precise answer, okay? I do that in all of my essays. I start really broad and I narrow down to the answer. Because if you start already at the very beginning of where you want to go, you don't leave room for creativity or, any room for imagination or, the beauty of literature. You kind of just blow it all the way. Just give the answer. It's just not a good idea. Just don't do that. Tip number 4, leave out fluff, okay? Fluff, 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 fluff. That's what it sounds like when you read it, okay? Fluff, just leave it out. Fluff is all that extraneous information that you do not need. I mean, for example, if you're talking about a time you led in the last question and you're talking about how you were the captain of the cheer team, and then you go on to talk about how the year before that you were also the president of Honor Society. That's nice, it's just, it has nothing to do with what you're talking about. And yes, I know in the last tip I told you to use, facts and people that may go with your topic, but that's not fluff. That's relevant to your topic and to your subject. So you may ask yourself then, okay, now I don't know how to detect fluff. This is how you detect fluff, okay? If you go in your paper, right? If I took this sentence out, would this change the message of my essay, or would it make it less good, or would it be as strong? If you take it out and it sounds the same and the message still came across, it's still a strong essay, it's most likely fluff. If it helps the answer, it's not fluff. If it doesn't help, it's fluff. The one thing that can turn off a reader in a paper is fluff, especially a selection committee that has to read 5,000 papers. If you are going on about stuff that has nothing to do with the question and then you're over here, then you're over there, then you're up there, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, this is not good. So they're just gonna put it in a pile and that's what's gonna happen. So make sure you stick to the point, you're precise, and you get to the answer and the point. My 5th tip is don't be too smart, okay? I think you should know what I mean when I say this. Trust me, it is very easy to detect when someone uses a thesaurus, okay? It is the most easiest thing ever. I just advise you not to use a thesaurus too much in your paper. Only use thesauruses for words that are already nice words that you want to use a different word. Because when you use a thesaurus, yes, they may have similar meanings, but they aren't used in the same context. And a lot of people that use thesauruses just switch out these words and it just makes the paper like. The selection committee can notice when you are using a thesaurus because if you have all these big words and the syntax does not match, like your syntax is not as scholarly or, innovative, then it's kind of gonna be obvious that you used a thesaurus or that you really just don't know this word. Also, just, being as simple as possible, you kind of sound a little bit dumber when you use these big words in such simple sentences like, I utilize the relish to put on my hot dog, or I utilize the toaster. Like, just say you use the toaster, okay? I mean, it's just like, stuff like that. Just don't try to sound so smart, because it's very detectable. It really is. Tip number 6, exploit your accomplishments. What do I mean by exploit, Tarek Ali? I mean, you know, just use that sucker, okay? I mean, use what you've done to the fullest capacity, okay? I don't care if you were the treasurer for the anime club, okay? And all you did was collect the change at basketball games for hot dog to buy more anime books. I don't care. As small as it may be, you need to use that position that you've had and make it sound like you were the president of the United States. This may not be the most ethical thing, but trust me, a lot of people that get scholarships do this, okay? They may have had a role in a group or organization that they did one thing all year, and they will go on to say how it was the most important role. You know, they looked up the calories for the hot dogs and they believe in gluten-free, so blah, 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 blah. Then they had to use the money, and then, you know, they did it this amount of hours a week. I mean, trust me, take a position that you have and make it sound like you were the president of the United States, okay? I mean, use it. Don't do anything that is so like out of this world, like crazy, but I shouldn't have to explain this too much, because it's just like, use what you have, okay? A lot of people complain is that, oh, I'm a senior and I haven't done this and I haven't done that, and you know, I feel like blah, blah, blah. You've done at least one thing. Take that one thing and explain why it was important, okay? Everything is important in life, okay, to me. So I say use what you've done to the fullest capacity. Last but not least, the last rule is the most important. Use your challenges and struggles correctly. This is the most asked question of all time when it comes to scholarship essays. Oh, do I share my sob story? You know, do I share about the time I got shot, or I didn't have any food, or I was bullied, or I was failing? Trust me, all of these things can be used in your essay. They're supposed to be used in your essay, but you have to use them right. These stories are what make you different from everyone that is applying. Everyone went to high school. Everyone may have been the SGA president. Everyone may have had a 3.6 like you did. No one went through what you went through. Your story is what makes you unique. With that being said, how you execute it in the essay is the most critical thing, okay? They do not want a paper full of sadness, okay? The point of putting it in your essay is not to make people upset or to make people feel bad for you and pity you. They want to know what you went through and how it made you a better student, okay? So if you were bullied, you talk about your bullying, you say what happened to you, maybe if you feel comfortable with it. How did this make you a better student? How did this make you a better person? How did this help you in school? Remind yourself that this is about school, okay? You are getting a scholarship to go to school, okay? So correlating everything with how you became a better student will always work for you, okay? So, you know, for me, I went through a lot of things in life that, you know, I had to move a lot, and, you know, I wasn't consistent at schools, and, you know, I had to live with different people so many times, and this made me not be consistent with my grades, and that was my excuse for my grades in 9th grade not being so great. I had to adapt to so much moving. But how did that make me a better student? It made me a better student because I'm able to adapt in different environments. I know what it takes to change and how to get comfortable in a new subject, or how to adapt. Things like that. That is the most important thing about sob stories, okay? So to answer all your questions, share your sob stories, okay? Share them correctly. Share it. How did it make you a better person and student? Okay? That's how you answer. That's how I'm going to answer that question, and I will answer that for the rest of my life, okay? Those are the tips I had for you guys for scholarship essays, and those are the ones that I've been using for years, and that's why I have a full ride now. So I hope that these tips were useful to you. If they were useful to you, please like this video. Please share this video with other people that are also planning to do scholarship essays. And please go watch my other academic advice videos. I soon will be sharing with you guys, maybe one video of how I wrote one of my scholarship essays, so you can see the process that I went through using one of the prompts and the whole essay on the next video. So please subscribe so that you can get that video, and turn on my notifications so that you can see when I post it. I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe. I love my tabies, and I hope that I was helpful. Hey guys, this is Tarek Ali. have a suggestion for what video you want to see on my YouTube or what advice you need for college or for scholarships, go to my YouTube channel, go to discussion and leave comments there so I can see what kind of videos and tips you guys may need for help in the future so that I may make a video about it. I love my TVs and please make sure you cut on my notifications and you subscribe.